Welcome back. As promised, I have the trivia question for today. I have the latest on Mamelodi Sundowns. Let me get straight into the trivia question. It reads as follows. Who was the last European coach to take charge of Mamelodi Sundowns? Of course, my guest today knows the answer. Brian Mofokeng. He's such a football encyclopedia. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Thanks, Ade. Thanks for having me.
Now let's talk about what's happening at Mamelodi Sundowns, because I'm extremely shocked. It sends shock waves through the airwaves of the local football scene. What's your take on what's happening with Coach Manqoba and Mamelodi Sundowns?
So in about 19 matches in a season, 13 wins and 2 draws and 4 losses for him. But I think what broke the camel's back was that loss against Magesi in the final.
Unforgivable.
You can talk about the other stuff. They lost against Polokwane City. Maybe was a bit of a thorn. But the first 3 matches also, you could see from the start that, you know, when he started off, he started with a bit jittery start. He picked up, started winning matches, went back to the top of the log standings.
But Brian, isn't it normal for a coach to lose at times?
It is normal for you to lose if you're coaching certain teams. It is normal for you to lose if you're not part of a setup. Manqoba has been a Sundowns from 2014 at Adelani. That's 10 years. So he's been part of the team from being assistant coach to being co-coach and to eventually taking over the reins as assistant coach first of all. Then he became the only coach now, as we speak, being the head coach of the team. So I think for me, Sundowns probably didn't start to Manqoba now. It started when they let go of Lwana Mokoena. For me, I think they could have invested more in him. They could have tried and iron out whatever issues they had at that stage, and they could have moved on. But I mean, Fleming Berg, he's the man in charge of sporting director of Sundowns. He decided, you know, he's had enough, and they want to move on. And they bring in Miguel Cardoso.
And they even kept Steve Compella and a few.
You know, the Steve Compella issue is always a tricky one because the senior coach story, Sundowns introduced that.
Yes.
Nobody understands what a senior coach does because it's always been a very tricky thing. Because remember, Cardoso arrives in the country. He's got his 3 assistant coaches. You know, Steve Compella comes in, as well as Kenny Mwene stays in the fold for Sundowns.
Yes.
You know, but they've lost Wendell Robinson. That is the man in charge of the player that has been nominated, was nominated for the Ballon d'Or first. He's also one of the group finalists when it comes to the CAF Awards.
All right, let's talk about... sorry to cut you short there. Let's talk about the new guy in charge, Miguel Cardoso. What does he bring to Mamelodi Sundowns?
If you look at his record over the years, you realize he hasn't won anything apart from winning a Tunisian team that is Esperance. He's the one that knocked out Sundowns of the CAF Champions League last season. You know?
I mean, his win ratio...
also fired.
His win ratio is only 37%.
And also the fact that he was also fired by the same team, talking about, but he managed to qualify them for the Club World Cup. You know, they're going to the FIFA Club World Cup. If you look at his run, I mean, he's coached in Portugal, the USA he comes from. He's coached also in other countries. He's coached in Spain, in Celta Vigo, he was there as well.
And I think Esperance, I believe, is his first job, right?
No, not his first job.
I mean, in Africa.
In Africa, yes. Esperance was his first job.
So do you think Mamelodi Sundowns brought him in for the CAF Champions League? What was he brought in?
Listen, I mean, you know, Sundowns is a team that wants to win. They want to win things. And probably, I mean, the technical director of Sundowns, that is Fleming Berg, believes this is the man for the job. And also, I think it's going to be a continuation of Portuguese because already the man in charge of the academy, his name is Paulo Cardoso. He's also from Portugal, also was a Sporting at some stage. He was one of those that was in charge of the KZN Academy here in South Africa. So, you know, the coach has brought in his 3 assistants, whom he understands very well.
So also is he brought in to help the South American players in the Mamelodi Sundowns?
I don't think that should be the key thing because how many South American players? You've got 3 of them or 4 of them. So do you therefore sacrifice the entire team to just 4? I just think the fallout happened when first team Manqoba changed certain things in the Sundowns team. That is number 1. And number 2, the results are not forthcoming. So they decided also look at their start in the CAF Champions League. Yes. You play at home against Maniema, a team that is first in the group stages.
Brian, sorry to cut you short there. Quickly, is Cardoso the man for this job? And secondly, I wanted to ask you about the FIFA Club World Cup. would he have enough time to be able to get the team?
It's still a long time. The FIFA Club World Cup is happening in June next year. So he still has to go through the first hurdle, the CAF Champions League. And the second one is to try and win defend the league title that they have in South Africa. And then you're going to talk about cup, getting a cup.
So I've been hearing some people say he's not going to survive that long with the team as ambitious
Only
as
time will
Sundowns.
tell, because Sundowns want to win. The reason they let go Manqoba is because he didn't deliver them trophies. Was it enough time? 5 months enough time? I don't think so. They could have given him some more time to stay, be able to see what they can do. Will the same coach be there next year when you get to the Club World Cup? Only time will tell. If they would have gotten rid of him, I would be worried, because to be 3 coaches in a space of a year.
All right, Brian, let's talk about the FIFA World Cup for 2030, because something interesting is happening. We have Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Their joint bids have been successful. And hey, we should go out and celebrate after this.
There's a song that I love from Shakira. Waka, 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 hey, yeah. It's time for Africa again, because it is back in Africa. Yes, Morocco might be far north,
if
but
we had more time, we would have allowed you to sing that song fully. But
it is good news, Adi. I mean, it's good news, to be serious about it. It's good news. The fact that they managed to oust and beat Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay were also jointly applying for that. But also, I love the twist that FIFA's brought in. They said, you know what? Because this is going to be this 100th year.
100th anniversary.
Since the first World Cup was played in 1913 Uruguay. Let's have them have some opening matches to celebrate their significant achievement, So I love that, and well done to Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Are going to be co-hosting, just like USA, Mexico, and Canada. I want to be doing the next one, so I'm loving this.
Beautiful. Just as long as it wasn't given to Uruguay, we're still recovering from what they did to Bagana in 2010. We all can't wait for the 2030 World Cup. Stay tuned. We have a lot coming after the break. We have the CAF Champions League group stages analysis for you. You don't want to miss it.